It is the law that I exhale the breath that the medium has drawn, as if it were his last. Beloved ones, as we approach this time that has been allotted, I see the dawn of new days to come. Upon the earth plane, you may see the dawn as well, if you are sufficiently motivated. But I don't know anywhere that one can see with physical eyes alone more than one dawning at the same time. But I would invite you to open your minds to see that very thing, that you might see it. If I could but show you that the law of free will is so precise, that so many blessings you have not yet smelled or tasted have only avoided you because you have not invited them in. Oh yes, I dare say only a very few of you here have kept the invitation open that the gods of your personal happiness could walk in at any moment. Oh, perhaps you have thought of inviting them once or twice. But how can it be that such an important department of life as the full happiness of the heart would not have its gods and goddesses to see to it that its fulfillment is guaranteed when the candidate invites these wondrous beings to attend? You have not asked for it, my dear ones. There's one or two who have never asked for it. Do you wonder at the lack? Some here have never invited the gods of gold, though I have hinted at it repeatedly. Yet others here have not ever invited the gods of travel into your world. Yet you are told, and some believe, that travel is one of the most lovely and effective forms of your spiritual education. Beloved, I do not speak as a critic, but as one who would hint and hint again at those things of which you seem rather thoughtless. And yet you suffer, and yet you endure. I would not have it so. Send out your invitations, will you not? Send them out this very night, at least one. And one other God has also been neglected, and that would be the God of personal service to your inner self-God. as in a human family, the elders at one point are conscripted to serve the younger. You are the elders. You are not being conscripted. You are being invited to serve not so much your fellow beings, but to serve the God of yourself. I shall explain. Behold the pyramid, wide at the base, but all sides lead to one point, and that point is divinity. What simpler teaching could we leave on the earth plane than that? And yet it eludes the majority. Oh, they climb upon the pyramids, do they not? They photograph themselves seated on a camel of all things, right in front. But what of it? They do not get the point, and I speak literally of the pyramid, which is what? That the width all leads to the point. The width implies the many, many, many careers of human life. None are excluded. They come from the four corners of the winds, but all lead to one point, and that is the self-God. Your great hero, the Master Saint Germain, has taught it well in the teachings of the I Am. I bring it this night again as the very point again, literally, of my discourse. My dear ones, I cannot remain silent on this when I see that it eludes the best of you. What is that? That you begin your day by praising the one that hath made you. That you realize all day long that not a breeze blows, but that one sends it. That you can't take a breath, but that you are breathing in the essence of your Creator. That the clothes you wear are not your clothes, neither is anything you are likely to see, but instead all the property of the divine for your blessing, ultimately for your transcendence. Beloved ones, we are always mindful of that great one. Indeed, we scarcely speak, but that we have already been in consultation, asking, Mighty, mighty Father, Great One, Holy Mother who beats my heart, is this what you wouldst have me say? I tell you, I do it always. You speak of masters. I speak of children, all offspring, that I could instill in you all the devotion to that which hath breathed you forth in the greatest moment of love. That day after day, and I speak of hour unto hour, you do not neglect to praise the one that keeps a sun glowing above you, that you let not your days go by in thoughtless use of energies that are yours on loan, that you are always in a state of total devotion, gratitude at least, and certainly at least acknowledgement. That you are always aware that all good things come from but one source. The capstone of that pyramid bead its symbol. Can't you see it? Beloved ones, I would have you wandering as children no longer, but as those who grow in the Spirit and in tradition, always in a state of devotion, always acknowledging from whence cometh your power to acknowledge in the first place. You have wits to enjoy 1,000 sunsets, but somehow forgetfulness to thank what gave you those wits. You have great love, you say, for another. You can't wait to hold this one in your arms, that your embrace might be sweet as honey. But who created the object of your affection? And who created you that could have affection in the first place? Beloved, beloved, learn to channel your love where it belongs. Who gave you love in the first place? Who gave you life? Who gave you free will? And who laughed through you as your first laughter? How can we be forgetful of this one? Come to know, my dears, the true nature of devotion is true gratitude. If that is the way you must understand it, then so be it. And yet that one never ever intrudes itself. Is this not obvious? That it allows a small world like this one to go on and on and on. Its multitudinous children ignoring its very presence, while they are constantly using and using and using its resources. Do you not see the microcosm and the macrocosm here? You speak of ecology. I speak of a greater ecology. Beloved, beloved, come to know how beloved you truly are, and by whom. That all lesser loves are but reflections, and poor ones at that, of that which loves you in ways beyond your current understandings and mine. Some have wondered amongst you, what do these masters do on the day-to-day level? When we are not completely engaged in invoking blessings for all that we know and see, we are at one with Thee. That is all. That is all. There is no greater love, and that alone should tell you something. You who seem to be seeking it, you who think you have found it. I am here as a very poor reminder of what is the very truth of all life, and that is love, from the greatest unto all levels of manifestation. Let not one more day be marred by forgetfulness, my dears. I have been patient, but lo, others far greater than I have been patient with me. You in turn are asked to be patient with those that see and know and recall and love less than you do. And so it goes, the golden chain of love. Will you be the link that snaps it? I think not, for I waste not my opportunity, as I have said. And it would be to the goddess of opportunity that I should have to account, if in a lapsing moment I did. When you drink water, and you should drink water, it is the very love of the Godhead that you drink. When you mindlessly draw in oxygen that your organism might survive, it is the breath of that same one of which you partake. When you think to give a gift, as some of you are so sweetly wont to do you know that it is not your gift, but it is God's gift you are giving? What a privilege. You as the giver are more blessed than those that receive. And when you do receive, can you not see the chain of command? That though your lovely friend has put this thing in your hands, and you love it and love the person, why must it stop there? Was it this being's initial idea? Unlikely. For any loving, sweet thought that you have is likely to have been plucked from the greater garden of love. Are we offended? Do we say, oh, but can I not have a thought of my own? Some do. Can I not accept the love that this one gives me because I was the one that gave her this? Certainly you do it. But should it stop there is the question? I should say no. Your days are empty of devotion, my dears, relative to what they shall be in 1 month's time. And so I prophesy. I tell you that within a short moon cycle, you will find yourselves on your knees, begging forgiveness, though you need not. But do it anyway. Begging forgiveness. How could I have not seen you in all of this? How could I not feel your sweet love when my dear friend touched me, or this one called to inquire of my health? How could I not know who was really calling? Forgive me, and let me love as you love. Let me be the one that changes all. Let me be the one that acts as a mirror. Oh, if but I could, a mirror of you. Poor, fractured though I might be, even a little, just a little, that one heart could be touched, that one soul could be liberated. This will be your prayer. My beloved, I would not sit here and taunt you with these things if I did not see the love that is in your hearts already. And thus I am invited to fan the flames just a bit. I see I have already done so. The question is not, and never was, is Serapis Bey really speaking to me? Why must I do this transcript? The question must only be, am I feeling love? Am I feeling the presence of something, anything, that can awaken my own love? And if the answer be aye, that is all that matters. The rest comes and goes with the wind. Now I am here. In an hour I appear to be gone. What of it? The love is what counts. Always. There is a tradition in this world to categorize spiritual paths and say, oh, this one was one of great wisdom, and this great master was one of great knowledge, and this one was a great yogi, and so on. I tell you, all are about love only. Half of you here sat near the great one called the Buddha, the great Lord Gautama. It was not his wisdom that touched you. It was his love. It was his love, perhaps, of wisdom, and his love of wisdom in you that caused you to feel that love as your wisdom burst upon you spontaneously. And that did occur to several here. You could call it your first taste of earthly enlightenment. It occurred at his feet and in his aura. But it was the love that did it. Some cultures, being at particular phases of their spiritual evolution and focusing on what is most necessary, and if that be wisdom, then they would interpret, you see, their great masters as masters of wisdom, for that is their need. But I tell you, looking down from the capstone of this pyramid, only love abounds. The rest is just words, attempts to describe love. Some here find themselves very happy. It must be the abundance of love around you, beloveds. Some here not so. Yet I see no lack of love, but only of its recognition. And so I say, can't you see, do you really think that a great, great lover, as is our Creator, would ever put you or allow you to go into a world where there was no love to be had? Unlikely. Instead, it's always available, but you seek it elsewhere. Like a man who is mad with thirst and goes pounding on the walls and looking under stones and running down the road looking for water when the faucet is nearby. You would think him mad, wouldn't you? I am closer than hands and feet, it has been written. I am not speaking rhetorically, I am speaking literally. I am telling you all that if you would sweeten your cup, begin your days the moment you are conscious with an acknowledgement of gratitude. And continue this as you go. All good comes from the one source. All else comes from human gropings that lead to blind alleys. Acknowledge, my dear, dear souls, the love that is always right on your shoulder. It is that magnificent presence that if you but invite it, will gladly fill your days and your nights. This is the message. This is the point of the pyramid. I tell you, beyond any geometric significances that it holds, and these are many, the great, great ones who knew that humanity would need guidelines, pondered long and hard, what is the simplest message we can leave them? Something in stone that it erode not away. The pyramid was chosen for what they thought would be its obvious message. All roads lead to Rome. Fortunately, we are speaking of the spiritual Rome. All manifestation comes to one thing. Why else does the holy man in India wave his hand and produce ash, but to show that all physical things one day will come to this state? Will this feed you? Beloved ones, if I can inculcate in you the beauteous habit of frequent acknowledgement of the divine, then I say that I have gained the greatest victory ever. Devotion, acknowledgement, and one thing for those who are the cleverest amongst you: pray. Do not fall into that trap of thinking you are already doing it. For I would not be speaking to you if you were. I am come for improvement. I am come for volume of power and love. And I say, the wealthiest amongst you still cannot buy the kingdom, for it is bought with love. And more than you currently, shall I say, conceive of within your hearts and souls. Beloved, beloved, in the greatest love is the greatest humility, and in the greatest humility is the greatest presence. You see, it goes in a circle. So be it, so be it, so be it. The secret of Egypt this night is laid bare in your living room. I thought I would leave it with you. All words that you utter should give birth to love. All actions the same. How else can it be if you are love's offspring? Is it not said, the fruit falls not too far from the tree? So be it. Think on these things, but better yet do them. Not as assignment, I pray you. But perhaps that would be worse yet, to think you are somehow assigned to love. But instead, in the most glorious invitation, I tell you, you are never far from love if it is your essence. And you are never far from greater love in manifestation if you but raise your heart to reach out and touch it and bring it in. You who have spoken sharply, you who have uttered those words that have harmed another, now is your time to redeem it by speaking words of love. Not affected, but simple and plain. You are embarrassed to show and tell how much you love. I am not. If I thought it would prove the point any more, I would go about this room and kiss your feet, each one. I am utterly in love with each one of you. Each one of you. I not only cannot help it, I don't want to. I am in love, and so are you. Awaken then, sleepers, to the love that is latent. Love during the day, as you love when your bodies seem to take their rest. And let this world be filled with what it needs. Call love into your every action. Call to the mighty presence, I am, to flood your world with light and perfection, and of course, more love. Call often, dear ones. Call hourly. You will not be disappointed. And then, though you be slow to think of it, the gold of value, the quality of your lives will raise, and all will be as it was in the beginning, when I held you each one as infants in my arms. Yes, that was and is my privilege, that I hold the soul that comes into this world for the first time in my arms and look upon it. And that centuries hence I take that soul again out of this world, when enough love has brought it to the point of perfection. I am the doorman of love.